Hi, I'm Josh Bell with the Miami Marlins. I wear Neuroguard to help with strength and coordination when I'm in the weight room, and help with balance when I'm on the baseball field.
One of the most comfortable, reduces concussion, increases performance. You can't get a mouthpiece like that on the market.
Not only is it a great product, it's super easy to use. I recommend it for any player at any age or any level. Thank you guys so much, and go check out Neuroguard Plus.
Neuroguard mouthpiece makes it easier to breathe while playing basketball. The unique design is not as bulky as any other mouthpiece and makes you feel safe in concussions.
Neuroguard. They control my breathing while I'm riding. It stops me getting concussions while I wreck. It's very easy to use, so go pick one up today.
I'm still doing stunts. And the concussions I've got, I feel much safer with that. I'm doing, like I said, I'm doing a whole lot better in the gym. So Neuroguard Plus, once this one wears out, you've got a customer for life, because I'm telling you people, Neuroguard Plus is the way to go, and me, Mark Ash, says so.
Parents, kids, coaches, Neuroguard. It's the future. Stay tuned.
Hey, that was a good point.
I think we might start seeing some go back.
Too late. Hey, this playoff tree, just to remind you that Neuroguard Plus is a great product, even though it even helps the world's worst motorbike rider and one of the world's worst skiers, but it really would help Coach X. He needs a mouth guard to guard what I'm going to put down his mouth.
Okay, all right. Hey, everybody, Terry Bennett here, Sideline to Sideline, the Class 3A edition. I don't know why that
just scares me that those two are at each other's throat and trunks.
Well, sounds like I'm about to say, it sounds like they're at each other something else. You know what? You know what it is, Grant?
What?
It's the moonlighting. They really love each other.
They could.
I think that's what it is.
Of the sexual kind.
Yeah, I think there might be a little love they don't want to admit right there. But anyway, this is the Class 3A Area Round Show, brought to you by Neuroguard Plus. I'm pretty sure he's excited that Playoff Tree gave him a ringing endorsement. As we're here to talk.
Playoff Tree. Probably going to read his one-liners now, right?
Yeah. His 40-liners.
Yeah, 40-liners.
Pop a shot at Joe Willie's. Sorry, that's an old ticket reference if you've ever been in the Dallas-Fort Worth area. But anyway, what we do outside of talking out our ass is we also pick some playoff games, and we have fun doing it. And speaking of Coach X, let's just do this, get it over with, rip the Band-Aid off. Coach X, a real coach in the state of Texas, likes to write in each and every week, and here's what Coach X has to say. So after round one of the playoffs, I sure am the Charlie Sheen of the picks. Again, I don't know if I'd want to be Charlie Sheen right now.
He's in a gay relationship.
Why are you so worried
about? He is. So he's the Coach X. So who's your gay lover, Coach
Playoff
X?
Tree.
Which there's nothing wrong with that.
Oh, that would be uncomfortable having sex with a tree.
No, I'm just meaning being gay, even though I'm not gay.
Would it be gay if you're a human in love with a tree?
Well, I don't know. How do you judge a female and male tree? I don't think there are female and male trees.
I don't either. I don't know. Anyway, hey,
you asked the hard questions, sir.
That's why I'm an investigative journalist.
You should be on MSNBC.
I was gonna say I should be the.
You're the new Barbara Walters asking the.
I'm Barbara Walters. She really did that. She used to ask people, if you were a twee, which one would you be? Anyway, hey, why does Playoff Tree have a demonic voice? Like, for real. I know Grant sorry, I mean tree, is insulting me, but for the life of
It's not
me,
me.
I don't know why he says that. I can't understand what the hell you are saying. Every time you go to talk, I just start thinking, I need an old priest and a young priest. The power of Christ compels you. The power of Christ compels you. Any Exorcist references is always great. I keep waiting for it to tell me that my mother does stuff in hell. Grant will tell you she does stuff that makes him feel like hell. So as Coach X is the voice of the people, I leave you with this. So to you, playoff tree, what you gonna do, brother, when Coachamania runs wild on you? To all the Coachamaniacs out there, say your prayers, drink your milk, and eat your vitamins. And that is what Coach X has to say. So he referenced Charlie Sheen, a well-known weirdo, and a racist wrestler who everybody hated. Man, Coach X, you got to work on the people.
I think he missed the cue. I think Coach or Playoff Tree had something to say, but that's cool. You missed it. Hey, no, he's fine. He's fine. He'll get him back later, I think. He'll just get him back later.
You sure?
Yeah, he'll get him back later.
Okay, there's supposed to be a full-on signal, and you like rubbing your hand. I don't know if that's
Playoff Tree was.
I mean, playoff tree.
Hey,
okay, now we're on camera. We're good. Playoff tree. Sorry about that.
We're
Playoff
on
tree.
camera.
All right.
I hate camera. Why don't we just do audio? I'm getting too fat for camera. Look.
I think the problem is the food choices we keep trying on our playoff trips. My God, I meant to bring this up in the 4A show, but I'm going to bring it up now. Grant has a Pavlovian response to dinner time. We get up. We all go down and have not a big, but we all have a breakfast at the hotel.
Breakfast, which doesn't count.
That was one of the better ones we've had this year, though. To be
they
fair,
all suck, dude. They're all crappy eggs, fake bacon.
But anyway. So then we go to Pittsburgh, driving through, and we go to Pittsburgh Hot Links, and great meal. You eat a pound of hot links.
Those gut missiles, woo.
And
that is pure fat in those Pittsburgh Hot Links, but they're so good. And did you have a bite of my chili?
Yes. Well, I had a bite of Jimmy's chili. Same thing. That chili, dude. I think the chili's the best part of their links. I really do. Now I had a burger. I didn't feel like having links. But anyway, so you have a pound of links. You have a bowl of chili.
How was the burger?
Great, actually. I had 2 burgers this weekend back to back, and they both were great.
Where was the other burger you had?
At the steakhouse. Remember?
What steakhouse? Oh, yeah.
Dude, that steakhouse in Mount Pleasant. Yes.
Oh, man.
Go there, folks.
Dude,
really,
I
really
forgot
good.
about that.
Really, really good food. But anyway, so you eat the hot links at what? We ate at what, 1? And at 4 o'clock, your ass is like, well, I guess we're going to go eat at Bodacious and Henderson now. And me and Kevin are like, wait, what? Like, we're good.
Okay, but do you want to tell the story of why we got pulled over by the school resource cop in West Rusk, by the way?
So we go to West Rusk. I have a soft spot.
This is pretty demoralizing.
Oh, this is also just sideline to sideline. So, and I meant to say this on the 4A show and we forgot, but we go to West Rusk because I have a soft spot for the New London School. I wrote a paper on it way back in the day.
And I do too. I didn't write a paper on it.
But you'd never been there before. And you and I have talked many years about I'd love for you to go.
Yeah.
And we went and it was phenomenal. In fact, it's bigger now. The last time I went was in 2000. It's bigger now. It's more about
before we went, I said we need to go by the stadium because they have the 39-yard line
37.
or 37-yard line marked, and we need to go take a picture of that.
Yep.
On the football field or at the stadium before we go to the museum. So go ahead.
We drive on to the where the stadium is. It's real easy to get on there. We drive around. Kevin's taking pictures, and we kind of joked.
But we pulled over. He rolled down the window, and there's kids on the field.
I'm getting there. Give me a moment.
All right. Sorry. I felt like you were missing that.
No, I was about to say, and we joked.
I can't do this anymore.
We joked in the moment because there were kids on the field. With today's world, we're probably going to get in trouble. And so then we drive over to the museum. We go in, we pay our money. We're halfway through. We've been there about 30 minutes.
Yeah.
Halfway through the museum. And this guy walks in. He's just like, hey, guys.
Are you in the gray truck?
Yeah, you in the gray Chevy? I saw you on video driving around the back behind the football field, and it looked like y'all were taking pictures, and we just kind of want to know what's going on. The weird thing was Grant took off running. Like me and Kevin were
anytime I meet a cop, I take off running.
Yeah, it's always
it's
a bad
me
thing.
Against the cops all the time, my whole life.
Grant literally
cops
he's
hate
ready
me.
to fight.
I don't like cops, and I do like cops, but
no,
I still scared of
Officer
them.
Kevin Roy, he was just like, hey, we saw you on video. Some teacher, and by the way, this is the way it should work. The West Crest teachers saw something they didn't know, and they called their officer on campus, and so he questioned us. And after obviously after a couple minutes, and we explained that
he knew it was nothing nefarious.
Well, we explained that the charges against Grant were 20 years ago, and they don't really count.
As I'm shoving a chocolate milkshake.
Oh yeah, by the way, there's a soda fountain in the museum, and those shakes are amazing. But yeah, we do shout out. I guess we could talk if we're talking
but
about.
They were stopping us for being
lewd. Just trying.
I don't know. That is weird.
All right.
I was very nervous, even though we had nothing to hide. I was still nervous.
Pavlovian response.
Nervous around the cops
same way.
to begin with.
I'm the same way, dude.
I was like, so here's our card. You can look us up online. This is kind of what we do.
Yeah, but I told you, do not give the email boylover at Gmail again.
No,
jeez, dude.
Like Michael Scott, little kid. Oh man, yeah, that was a little weird though. And I told Kevin, "Hey, Kevin, there's kids out there. Probably shouldn't be taking."
That's what I'm saying. We were joking about it, like ha ha ha. Somebody might have made a Salina joke, things like that, and then 30 minutes later, he's like, "Hey, can we sit and talk to y'all for a few minutes?" Anyway, all right, so let's get into it. And we've had all the fun. Damn it, we've had all the fun.
What is next week gonna bring?
Oh man, 2-day trip brought to you by Keurig. We'll be talking about that next week.
That's during Thanksgiving, right?
Yes, sir. It's
if anybody wants to donate to our GoFundMe for bail, you can do it.
I don't think
Grant Terry at s2ssport.com.
I don't think they're Keurig will let us use part of the budget they're providing for us for bail money.
Oh, maybe Brett will.
All right, let's get into it. We're going to pick every game in the area around. We're going to start in 3A Division I, and Coach X will have a couple of things to say during this. Let me go ahead and scroll down to 3A to make sure I don't miss his games. All right, let's start off Region 1. Shallow Water 8-3 versus Peaster 10-1 Friday. Childress Fair Park Stadium, 7 p.m. This is one of those games. At the beginning of the year, I'd say, Shallow Water is a favorite and probably by 2 touchdowns. Now, after seeing what Peaster's done this year and how they've done it with that defense, Shallow Water might win, but I don't think they're going to score more than 21 points. And that's why I actually have the Greyhounds of Peaster winning this game.
So I've got Peaster winning as well, but this is a game right here that is 2 contrasting styles.
Oh, yeah.
You got Shallow Water's quarterback, Cooper Martin, who's a dual threat quarterback, going up against a Peaster defense with the most athletic linebacker core, who might be undersized, but is really quick. They run downhill, and they lead a defense that allows about, 8 points a game, something like that. I mean, it's crazy. Peaster will win this ball game. The Peaster defense is going to frustrate Cooper Martin and that Shallow Water Mustang offense all night long. I like Peaster.
Yeah, I like Peaster as well. Denver City 6-5 versus Vernon 8-2, 7 p.m. Thursdays, Canyon Happy State Bank Park. Give me Vernon. Look, they had a little bit of a swoon at the end. They had some injuries. They got one of their guys back. One of them's probably out for the year. Might be back at state, but just from what I've heard, probably not. I don't think they need that in this one. Give me the Lions.
Yeah, I think Vernon wins this game, and it sets up a nice rematch of the district match against Peaster.
All right, let's go to the next one. We've got Jim Ned 10-1 versus Bushland 5-6, 7:30 Friday at Lubbock Lowry's Field. On the year, look, Bushland, we knew they were going to take a little bit of a step back this year. They only returned 8.
I think they've overachieved a little bit this year.
I was about to say they really have.
With that youth right there, look out for Bushland next year.
Yeah, 1,000%. And saying that, I'm not going to say Jim Ned names their score because I think Bushland's too proud to let that happen.
Yeah.
But I think Jim Ned wins comfortably.
Yeah, Jim Ned is just, look, we saw Jim Ned against Wall, and they got kind of blown out, 35-7 or something like that.
But it wasn't that bad of a game.
It wasn't. And Jim Ned at times showed a lot of promise. Give me Jim Ned over Bushland by 2 touchdowns. They'll take on the winner of Paradise and Dalhart.
Hey.
This is a great game. This is over at Fair Park Stadium in Childress. A great place to watch a game on Thursday at 6:30.
If you'd have told me at the beginning of the year that Paradise versus Dalhart might be the game of the week in week 2 of the playoffs, I'd be like, no way.
Yeah.
But darn it, the Wolves. Now, they did lose to Shallow Water a couple weeks ago. No shame in that. Little surprised by that. I remember us doing a game. I picked Dalhart. Their only other loss was to Perryton, 27-26. Other than that, man, they have just steamrolled teams, including Bushland, 31-7. In saying that, dude, Paradise all year long, man, 10-1. Their one loss on the year was to 4A Eagle Mountain, 34-27. I will say this, and I don't think it will get into this because Paradise's defense, Peaster's defense might be better, but only by a little bit. These two teams are so defensive. If it gets into a shootout, Dalhart will win.
Yeah,
I don't think it will, though.
Yeah, so Paradise's defense gives up about 12 points a game, right?
I guess a really solid schedule.
Yes. Dalhart, though, has a dual threat quarterback and Hunter Trussler, who has 2,160 yards passing and 1,185 yards rushing. So Paradise is that defense that is so good, especially in the interior.
Yeah,
is they got their work cut out for him with Trussler. I think Paradise defense can slow him down enough, and I think Paradise wins this ball game. But Dalhart is a just quietly good 9-2 team that can win this ball game and set up a great third round matchup against Jim Ned. But I'm taking Paradise in a close one. I think Paradise wins in a defensive battle and will take on Jim Ned in the third round.
Yeah, it would not shock me if Dalhart wins because you're getting to that time of the playoffs where a great defense will go up against a hot hand and just struggle. I don't think it'll happen, but it could. All right, let's go to Region 2, man. Every game in this region this week is game of the week material. Yeah. Dude, I hate that all 4 of them were played on Friday because if you could have broke this up with at least one Thursday game, you're going to get honeys of games. We'll start Whitney 9-2 versus Winsboro 9-2. Friday, 7 p.m. at Rockwall's Wilkerson Sanders Stadium. I mean, this is a game that might take the winning team scoring 60 with these two offenses.
Yeah, I mean, I think so too. I think that's Whitney offense, though. Man, both these offenses. I mean, Camden Capehart, Winsboro, fastest player in all of Class 3A, right? Yep. Wouldn't you agree? One of the fastest players in all of Texas high school football, 6A down. But is that enough against Whitney? Right now, I've got Whitney in a close one.
I've got Whitney, but them giving up 55 to Whitesboro, where their pass defense was absolutely atrocious, is scary because, as you say, Camden Capehart's the type of guy with Noli Carroll at quarterback that can take over. And you also got Braxton Espinoza at wide receiver, is very solid. This is a last team with the ball wins. Jonte Johnson will probably have over 250 yards of total offense.
He's fully healthy now.
Yes, for Whitney. This is, again, I think whoever wins, it's a repeat of what Whitney did against Whitesboro, 61-55. Give me Whitney in that one. Here's a name matchup. Pottsboro 10-1 versus Malakoff 8-3, 7 p.m. Friday, Greenville's Ford Stadium. We saw Malakoff beat Liberty Ilo Thursday at Mount Pleasant. Look, Malakoff is young. They have all the makings of being Malakoff, but you could see even in that game where it looked like, they were up 25-0 at one point. And while Liberty Ilo never actually got back into the game, Malakoff really struggled in that second half to put Liberty Ilo away when they needed to. I like Pottsboro in this game just because of the offense they have with their wide receivers. They're so big. A program that has, over the last 15 years, it always seems to have a good quarterback. The one they have now might be the best one of the lot.
Yeah, Caden Humphrey, Pottsboro's quarterback, might be one of the best quarterbacks in 3A Division I. Then Xavier Brady, his receiver, is just about unstoppable. The thing is, I still think Pottsboro is still susceptible to the run.
Oh, yeah.
Pilot Point in the first half ran the ball some on Pottsboro. Thing was they couldn't throw it. Malakoff has the best running back in this region in Jerry Hall.
And maybe best linebacker in Jerry
Yeah,
Hall.
I think Jerry Hall and Malakoff win this game in Greenville. They will beat Pottsboro in this game. And I think it's close, but I think Malakoff wins, and they'll take on the winner of Whitney and Winsboro.
The reason I like Pottsboro is I slightly disagree with you. Pottsboro's run defense hasn't been the issue.
It hasn't, but
it's when they play balanced teams like Palmer. And I don't know if Malakoff is balanced enough with their passing game. I think Jerry and Hall will eat some, but I think if you can just get them into a third and 8,
he's going to eat a lot.
I think he'll eat some. Again, they shut down Pilot Point's running game.
I don't think LA's interior defense was all that bad.
No, I don't disagree with it. Again, I think Hall's going to have stats. I just don't know if Malakoff will be able to match up defensively with Pottsboro's offense. Either way,
but I think Malakoff will run the ball down Pottsboro's throat and
we'll
keep the
see.
ball out of their hands. All right, Commerce 8-2 versus Pilot Point 9-2. Right,
boy, as you said when we were driving back to the hotel. We were driving home from the game, Henderson. You said, man, 1998, 1991, Commerce Pilot Point, the state would shut down. That game would be in Pennington. It would be the Thursday night special.
Yeah.
And here we are. These are two really good teams, again, both with very impressive wins.
Stadium in McKinney.
Yeah, very underrated one.
Old school.
What's been around 20 years?
I like Aiden Brown and that quarterback for Commerce. I think Pilot Point will be able to keep the ball away from Commerce at times. Look, Pilot Point's going to just drive the ball on you until your defense will stop them. If you can get them in 3rd and 5, you're fine. Anything under than that, then you're toast. I think Commerce, their speed on defense is going to be good enough, and I don't think Pilot Point has enough to handle Aiden Brown from Commerce. So I like Commerce in a close one. This one's actually two offenses are going to score a lot of points.
Yes.
But it's going to come down to defense. It's going to be one of those games where one team is going to have to just put the other ones behind the chains. And I think Commerce will be able to do that just enough. Commerce will come out in a close one. This ought to be a classic, though.
I'm going with Pilot Point because Commerce.
I like it.
Commerce at times has a tendency to not be smart with the football. They were up on Mount Vernon 21-3 at one point, and then just couldn't keep their handles on the football. Now, it hadn't hurt them in most of those games, but let's remember that Malakoff game, while still a big score, 50-31, they were boat racing them, and then they started turning over the ball and stuff. And I actually think Pilot Point, when you can, and I don't want to say only focus on Aiden Brown because, he's got other guys out there. He throws the ball really well. You got Malik Garcia.
But
you got Brandon Anderson. But it starts with him. And you give Chad Worrell one guy to focus on, man, usually that defense, this is going to be a great game. But
it's more than one guy here.
No, I know, but I mean, Aiden Brown is the catalyst to everything.
I think the focus on if Commerce wants to win, it's on the defensive side of the ball because I do think Pilot Point's running game can give Commerce fits, and that's how Pilot Point wins this game. But I think Commerce athletically on offense is going to win this game in a close one, though.
All right, where are we going now?
So Commerce Pilot Point winner will take on the winner of Gladewater 10-1 and Grandview 9-2. This is over in Kaufman on Friday. Give me Gladewater in this one by 7 to 10 points.
Look, it felt like Gladewater had some. There was a monkey off.
Gladewater's just really physical.
Yes, but it felt like there was a little bit of the monkey off the back against Mount Vernon last week. Mount Vernon had kind of been the thorn in their side since 2020, and they go out and they obliterate a really good Tiger team, 56-22. Grandview, man, they've been so up and down that whenever you think they're going to do this, they do the opposite. I like Gladewater in this. I think it's going to be another high score. This whole region, all 4 of these games should be high scoring games.
Yeah.
I think maybe Pottsboro Malakoff might be the lower scoring, but still going to be a pretty high scoring game. But I like Gladewater in this one as well.
Yeah.
All right, let's go to Region 3. And once again, holy crap, the matchups. Fairfield 11-0 versus Yoakum 9-2, 7 p.m. Friday at Belton's Tiger Field. This is the athleticism and the run game of Yoakum versus the passing game. It's still weird to say that. Passing game of Fairfield and the athleticism of the Eagles. I don't know, man. This is a back and forth one for me.
I like Yoakum in this one. Xavier Barnett, receiver. I mean, one of the most athletic receivers in all of Class 3A. Though that Yoakum defense is going to be tested by Cole Collins, that quarterback, true dual threat quarterback. 3,015 yards passing, 390 yards rushing. Cole Collins has 2 great receivers, but I do not think Fairfield has seen the athleticism that they're going to see on defense against Yoakum.
What?
I like Yoakum in
you
a
don't
close
think
one.
Buffalo has the athleticism of Yoakum?
Buffalo has a good quarterback, but I think Yoakum wins this game. But I think Fairfield can hang in there.
Oh, I think this is a 3 to 7 point game.
I think it's Yoakum by 7-10.
I have no problem with that. I'm going to go with Fairfield. Are you? Oh,
okay.
Yeah. Cole Collins, quarterback.
Got to be your reason, right?
Yes. And Yoakum at times has struggled against really good offenses this year. I mean, all teams struggle, but you know what I mean. But yeah, this is a back and forth. This is a 35-34 type of game. Legitimately, I think it's that close. All right, where are we going now? Sorry.
All right, so Fairfield Yoakum will take on the winner of Hardin and Hitchcock. Hardin at 11-0, Hitchcock 7-4. This is over at the brand new LaPorte Bulldog Stadium.
Dude, that place looks
I've been by there. I haven't been in there yet, but I went by there this summer. That is a palace, man. That stadium is awesome.
All right, so in a Class 3A Division I, you and I, right before we started recording, we're just like, man, this division. But in a Class 3A Division I that we keep talking about 55-50, 45-40, the winner of this game might get to 17.
Right.
These are 2 of the best defenses going at it toe to toe.
Yeah.
Yes, we can talk about who Hardin has played, but you know what? They held East Chambers to 21 points. That in and of
And they
itself
run
is
a funky wing, not really a wing tee,
not really a slot tee, not really a
but
power
they are
set.
Effective on the ground.
I think it's the old school double wing, isn't it?
Yeah, kind of. Yeah, I mean, it's just real funky.
They're going to play keep away.
Yeah, but I think Hitchcock wins this game. Just their athleticism on the offense side of the ball, and they're really quick on defense.
I think Hardin wins this game.
I have no problem with that.
I think Hitchcock will get frustrated by that.
I think the winner of this game has a really good chance to beat Fairfield or Yoakum to set up a region final.
And
this is a big game right here in the area around.
For Hardin, this is only their 10th time in the playoffs. So, do they blink? I don't know. I just know we saw what physicality.
I don't think they're going to blink. If they get beat, it's because Hitchcock is better.
I agree. And we saw what Columbus did to them physically, offensively, and what Yoakum did to Hitchcock physically, offensively. And I think Hardin can do that as well. And I think Hardin has a better defense than Yoakum. I'm not going to say they're better than Columbus, but they're not too far off from Columbus.
Yeah.
This is the real deal Hardin team. This isn't a fluke. Like you said, even if they lose, it's simply because Hitchcock's just better. Franklin 8-2 versus Orangefield 9-2, 7 p.m. Thursday. Again, another stadium we love. Shenandoah's Woodforest State.
Right off the interstate
Stadium. Yep.
Really kind of nice.
Hey, Orangefield, you've had a wonderful season, but...
Yeah, you're up against it now, man.
I mean,
Franklin's going to win this ball.
Franklin is looking like 80s Oklahoma, and I know I keep referencing that, but the yards they're putting on now, and for Orangefield defensively, they've been salty all year. Their losses for a Bridge City still playing, Hardin still playing, and that's it. And remember, they started the year by just boat racing Woodville, and they shocked us.
Yeah.
And look where Woodville turned their season around. But at the end of the day, man, Franklin's going to get 500 yards of offense. Defense is good enough to hold Orangefield to 14-21, and Franklin's resting their starters by the fourth quarter.
And that will set up an epic matchup Columbus versus Westwood. Franklin will get the winner of that one. Columbus 9-2, Westwood 9-2, both playing over at Caldwell's Hornet Stadium on Friday. Give me Columbus in this one. Not much different than last year's matchup.
Well, not much different.
Maybe even worse.
Yeah, I think way worse. And look, I'm actually impressed that Palestine Westwood hung on against East Chambers last week.
Do you not think that Columbus probably has the best defense in 3A Division I?
Or just 3A? Just 3A.
3A altogether. Yeah,
and
right.
Look, Westwood's a lot of that program's a bunch of drama. You can't be like that and go against a team like Columbus.
Right.
And I don't think even with Kavian Bryant and Case and Dial, I don't think this Westwood team is as good as last year's. And it wasn't like they were really in last year's game either. It was, I think, 48.
Kavian Bryant would have to have a epic.
Now, and
game.
he could.
But I don't see that against this Columbus defense.
All
we
right.
know how good they are after we saw them against Hitchcock.
Exactly. All right. Coach X says, the Grove, that man has been supporting the Explorers since I've been on this show, and he always tags me on Twitter. So respect to Jeremy. He means Jeremy Hargrove. You the man, but in another way, Columbus is the man. And to be the man, you got to beat the man so you can walk that aisle styling and profiling. Woo! Westwood, you're going to be like Buddy Landell and Dusty Rhodes, just another victim of the Explorers, because that's what Coach X has to say. All right, let's finish up D1 with Region 4. Llano 10-1, London 7-4. Friday, Converse Rutledge Stadium. Give me Llano. They can name their score.
I passed by Rutledge Stadium, by the way, kind of driving around before the after the Davenport game that Saturday. I was looking for a bar in that area to watch the Texas. What was it? Texas Vandy game. And after, I kind of drove around and I ran into Rutledge Stadium. Nice place. They were in a band contest there, by the way.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Anyway, Llano's got a solid defense, but their quarterback, Luke Davis, knows how to move the football. Give me Llano big time over London.
Yeah, this is one of the few games in 3A Division I that I think is a kind of a walk away. Crystal City 10-1, Goliad 9-2, 7:30 Friday, San Antonio's Heroes Stadium.
Give me Goliad going away.
Oh, really? I like Goliad. I think this is a one possession game.
I think Goliad by 2 to 3 touchdowns.
Wow.
We saw Goliad against Tidehaven.
Oh, I know.
Yeah, Tidehaven kind of blew them out, but I saw a lot of promise there in Goliad.
Oh, no, I think Goliad wins, but I just think it's close. I think it's real. By the way, I know we'll talk about him anyway, but I want to say it now just because it's on I'm looking at Crystal City played both of these teams. Congratulations to Ingram Moore pulling off the upset over Hondo after everything that's happened with them. With the flood in the summer. And I know we'll talk about them here in a little bit, but I just wanted to make sure we brought that up. All right, where to now?
All right, Edna and Marion. Edna 8-3, Marion 7-4 over at Gobbler Stadium Friday in Cuero. Give me Edna in this one. Edna's on a roll right now.
Well, and we tried to tell people, like, look, going through a coaching change, they have a little bit of youth. They're a little bumpy early, but the Cowboys are going to figure it out, and they have. And I think this one, I don't think it's a walk away, but it's at least a 2-possession game.
I think so too. And they'll take on the winner of Orange Grove 9-2 and Ingram Moore 7-4 over at Schertz Lenoff Stadium. Give me Orange Grove in this one.
I'm going with a sentimental go. I'm going Ingram Moore. Yeah.
Okay.
I
tugged your heartstrings.
Sometimes it tugged. There's a Disney movie of the week there. Yep. All right. That's 3A Division I in the books. We're going to take a break. When we come back, we're going to do it all again for 3A Division II area round right here on Sideline to Sideline.
Hey, Coach, are you ready to elevate your locker room experience? Well, at H&H Locker Solutions, we pride ourselves on delivering the highest quality lockers at the lowest cost in the Southeast. As a coach-owned business based in Alabama, we understand the needs of the coaches and the players alike. Our mission is to improve your locker room and streamline your process, and we're coming to Texas. Did you know we offer a free locker program? That's right. We ship all across the USA, ensuring you get the best solutions tailored just for you and your program. Want to learn more? Drop a comment or give Coach Harris, a.k.a. Ty, a call at 256-458-4427, and let's take your locker room to the next level.
Coach Surratt came in 2007, and really what's remarkable about him is how quickly he turned the program around.
The biggest challenge here was just to change the mindset. Obviously, we want a winning culture, but the first thing you got to instill is, toughness. It don't matter if it's volleyball, football, baseball.
He's put Carthage on the map to a great extent.
All right, Bennett and Grant Goodwin back here, sideline to sideline. This segment brought to you by Big Country Blitz Football. Go to bigcountryblitz.com for all your Big Country teams. Not only high school, but college. Also, we'll have the Big Country playoff show. I'm recording that tomorrow. I think Cody might be on from Big Country Blitz, or I might have a
Said nice.
Oh, or I might have a couple coaches. Oh,
what?
Yeah, I see what you did there.
Thanks, Chris.
Anyway, check out bigcountryblitz.com for all your Big Country football news and more. We love our partnership with Cody and Big Country Blitz, and we hope to continue that going for a while. Oh, let me hit that and that. And hang on, one more thing before we start. Let's remove that one and let's pop this one out. And let's talk Class 3A Division II football. Where do we start?
All right, let's go 3A Division II Region 1 area round, and we got Canadian at 10-1 versus Kahoma at 9-2 over in Plainview on Friday. Man, this is a good one here. Weston Mitchell, the quarterback for Canadian, has been darn near unstoppable all year, and their defense only averages, or their offense kind of averages like 52 points a game. They're Canadian scoring points at a good clip.
Look, the scary thing about them is I think most people out there feel Canadians a year away.
Oh, yeah.
And here they are sitting here in a matchup. I
Maybe
think
2 years away.
I think a really good matchup against the Bulldogs. Kahoma on the year. Only 2 losses, but they were to Littlefield 35-21, and then Wall boat raced them 58-0. They did beat Merkel 27-19, but I mean, they don't
Merkel a solid team.
They're a solid team.
The thing with Kahoma is they got a really good quarterback in Austin Joslin.
Yes.
Right. And I think that can test the Canadian defense a little bit. Aiden Rodriguez, pretty good receiver for Kahoma. But at the end of the day, I don't think Kahoma's defense is up for the test. I like Weston Mitchell and that Canadian Wildcat team to walk out victorious in Plainview on 4.
All right, before we move on, we had to do a little bit of off-air editing because I had remembered that Kahoma had a really good quarterback in Boyd Cox. I'm like, wait a minute, what happened to him? He got hurt at the beginning of the year. Yeah. In fact, he threw a touchdown last week against Alpine after, Alpine or Kahoma destroyed Alpine 75-20. Now, the question is against Canadian, it's like 1991 Dallas with Steve Berline and Troy Aikman. Berline went into that game starting. Right. They struggled. Does Boyd Cox come back in, or is it Austin Joslin's team for the year? I just wanted to bring that up, to point that out, just to pay attention. Anyway, as you were saying before I cut you off, they take on the winner of Idalou 8-3 versus San Angelo Grape Creek 7-4, 6:30 Friday at Colorado City's Wolf Stadium. What say you?
I like Idalou in this one, and I like Idalou big.
Yeah, looking on the year, I'll admit I don't know a ton about Grape Creek. We were talking about that last week. In fact, I think let me look. I forget who played who. No, they beat Creighton 50-15. Yeah, so that's one. They kind of made their notice when they beat Merkel 2 weeks ago. By the way, all of 4-3A Division II is still playing. That's how great that division is.
Yeah.
But yeah, give me Idalou in this one. Sorry.
Yeah. All right, and then Merkel 7-4, Slayton 9-2 over at Sweetwater's Mustang Stadium Thursday. Give me Merkel in a close one.
Yeah, give me Merkel. I say 14 points. I guess that is close. I say 14 points.
Yeah.
Wall 11-0 versus Childress 8-3, 6:30 Thursday at Snyder's Tiger Stadium. Wall's going to win this game, but Childress is good enough to make it a little close, a little early.
I don't think so. I don't. Wall's defense only allows 6.5 points a game.
Crazy, dude.
I don't think Childress, as good as Childress offense has been this year, I don't think Childress can slow down Landon York, right? The quarterback for Wall defensively. And I don't think they're going to be able to move the ball much against Wall. I like Wall big in this one.
All right. And that takes us to Region 2, which is really weird saying Region 2 when you say Holiday 7-4 versus Leonard 7-4 Thursday at Denton Collins Stadium. Great
Both
stadium.
identical records, 7-4, but Holiday 7-4 is a little bit better than I think than Leonard 7-4 right now. And I thought about going out to this game, but it's going to be raining, so I might have to watch online. Give me Holiday in this one.
Give me Holiday, but Holiday's defensive struggles can make anybody stay close with him,
right?
I guess it's been hard to get it. It's always hard to get information from that area, and especially now that we don't do a Holiday show. I've been told by a couple of their guys they've had some injuries. And to be fair, the points they've given up have been against great teams: Jim Ned, City View, Henrietta, Jacksboro. So it's, and again,
they played a tougher schedule than what Leonard.
Yeah, and exactly. And I think they will eventually pull away.
Leonard's played Gunner. Yes. And that didn't turn out very well for him.
I think Holiday will win this game going away, but I also think their defensive issues will keep everybody in the game at least for a half in most of these. Yeah. All right, Jacksboro 7-4 versus Blue Ridge 6-4 Friday, Denton Collins Stadium again.
So a Thursday, Friday game. Look, Collins Stadium, by the way, is a great place to watch a game.
Oh, heck yeah. It's one of my favorite stadiums in the DFW area.
Blue Ridge is getting back on track, right? At a big win last 2 weeks. They've had big wins. But I like Jacksboro in this one. Wyatt Gavitt, quarterback, 2,540 yards passing. Isaac Wesson, the receiver, really good. Jacksboro's defense playing a little bit better. I think Blue Ridge is good enough to win this ball game, but I think Jacksboro wins in a close one.
I think Jacksboro wins going away. Look.
Do you?
And I was big on Blue Ridge at the beginning of the year, but they just injuries and inconsistencies. And everybody's going to look at Jacksboro and say, hey, man, they're 0-4. Let's take a look at that. They lose by 13 to 4A Eagle Mountain. They lose by 4 to Boyd, who actually turned out to be a solid team. They lose to Peaster. They lose to Jim Ned. And since then, they've went on a roll, including beating City View 49 to 14 or 34. Their last 4 games.
City View's solid.
Oh yeah,
we're about to talk about them.
Yeah,
next, right?
The next 4 games they've held teams to 7, 14, 0. They did give up 41 to Holiday, but they scored 62. And then last week beat a very underrated Toller team 41 to 20. I think Blue Ridge will be able to score on them, but I don't think Blue Ridge can stop Jacksboro, and that's been Blue Ridge's biggest issue.
Absolutely. So we both think it'll be Jacksboro versus Holiday in the third round. All right, 10-1 Gunner versus Wichita Falls City View, 9-2 over at DATCU Stadium in Denton. That is the Mean Green Stadium, right? I like Gunner in this one.
I like Gunner, but I think this is going to be the earliest test we've seen Gunner see in the playoffs in a few years. Wichita City View can definitely beat them. Will they? I don't think so.
I don't think they can beat them. I think City View's offense is really good, but Gunner, the defense will come up with enough stops, and City View won't even come close to shutting down that Gunner offense. I think Gunner wins big.
Oh, I think it's a 34-30 type game. I think City View has the athleticism to play with Gunner. I agree with everything you say, though.
I think Gunner blows them out. All right. They will take on the winner of Callisburg and Henrietta. Callisburg 6-5, Henrietta 7-4. This is over in Coppell Friday night. Look, Callisburg's defense, man, they give up about 30 points a game. That's a concern, right?
Okay, yes, I agree with you. But again, all the teams they give up. So this is the thing. The teams they've given up the points to are the teams that, like a Pilot Point, like a Leonard, like a Gunner, like a Blue Ridge. Everybody else.
Blue Ridge.
Blue Ridge's offense is their thing. Like Blue Ridge can score with anybody. It's their defense that's been the issue, and injuries too, and inconsistency.
Maybe.
I like Henrietta in this game, but I think this is
Jaden Clark, the quarterback, man, for Henrietta, I mean, he's almost 2,000-yard passer. They got a running back in Cruz Coleman who's ran for 2,270 some odd yards.
Yeah.
I like Henrietta being able to pound the ball against that Callisburg defense that does tend to give up points, no matter who they play.
Oh, I'm sorry. We got to go back.
Uh-huh.
Coach X on Gunner versus Wichita Falls City View. Sorry about that, Coach. Well, we meet again, Gunner. Mwahahaha. You know, I think I've given you enough of a hard time for roaches in my mother's cereal and not owning up to your mistakes. I mean, who am I to hold the whole school district in a bad light for the doings of one rogue grocery store owner? I'm Coach X, damn it. That's who I am. I hold grudges. Coach X holds grudges. Go Mustangs. So he thinks Mustangs as well, but not for this. I mean, he thinks Mustangs alone.
Just because it's
one last word. I do think Callisburg Henry is going to be a sneaky good game.
Yeah, I do too.
All right.
What are we at? Region 3,
Region
right?
3, and here's a honey of a game. Edgewood 9-2 versus Woodville 9-2. 7 p.m. Friday at Rusk Eagle Stadium. I haven't been to Rusk Eagle Stadium since like 2004. Edgewood on the year. We've talked about it all year. Trevor Golightly, a couple of wide receivers, very good offensive line, a defense that doesn't get in the way of the offense a lot, but they do have a tendency to struggle. Can they handle the physicality of Woodville is the question for me.
I don't think so. I think Woodville wins this game. I think Edgewood would go lightly at quarterback, probably one of the best quarterbacks in this region, can put up some points. But at the end of the day, I don't think Edgewood's defense is not as bad as what we thought it was. I think they're not great.
Yeah.
They're maybe not good. Maybe they're average. But that Edgewood Bulldog offense doesn't need more than an average defense to hold them up. That being said, the physicality, like you said, of the Woodville Eagles, Woodville's going to win.
I'm going to go with Edgewood.
Are you?
It's a high scoring game. Both of these teams can score.
Playoff Tree mad, man. That's his alma mater.
Does he want to say anything?
I don't think he does.
Oh, okay. I love it when that happens. Look, this is going to be a high-scoring game. Both of these teams at times defensively have struggled. I agree with you. The physicality will give Edgewood problems.
But look at what Woodville's played, and then look at what Edgewood's played.
I mean, Edgewood's played Commerce, still in the playoffs. True, still in the playoffs.
Good.
Palmer.
Yeah, okay.
I mean, offensively,
I was not impressed with Palmer.
Oh no, I wasn't either. But offensively, they have talent with the Cisneros kids.
Yeah,
and that sophomore wide receiver. I mean, running back. Woodville on the year, they lost to begin the year against Orangefield. That loss doesn't look bad at all anymore.
No.
Gave up 72 to Newton.
Not bad. Newton.
I know, but still 72.
I know, but better than anybody Edgewood's played.
But still 72. I mean,
I know, but still
as bad as Edgewood's defense has been, they haven't given up 72. That's all I'm saying.
But they hadn't played Newton either.
Okay, but still 72.
Okay.
I can't get past that. And then they gave up 41 last week to West Grusk. I think now, didn't West Grusk have the lead early? Yeah, they did. West Grusk had the lead early and kind of big.
A couple of
and
2 or 3
Woodville,
touchdowns, like 34-17 or something.
Yeah, and
like
then
that.
Woodville
crazy.
Woodville got a kickoff return to start the second half, then blocked a punt on the very next possession, and then got a couple big passes late behind them.
I'm going to just tell you, this is one of those games where the cream rises to the top.
Mm-hmm.
I think Woodville is a better team. Edgewood offensively, great. Defense, not bad, but they have not played what Woodville has played.
Okay, I mean, I think they've played very comparable schedules, so I disagree with that entirely. All right, Dangerfield 8-3 versus ARP 10-1 Friday at Marshall Mavericks Stadium.
Well, nothing comes out of that stadium.
No, especially after last week. You ain't lying, dude. Man, Huntsville has made Marshall their bitch over the last few years.
Isn't that where Wascom and Pewitt
Omaha
and Beckville played?
Yes, that was
last week.
That's actually a really good 3A and below playoff stadium. But anyway,
man, this game on paper,
dude.
Oh my gosh,
we're gonna say
Dexfield's 8-3. ARP's 10-1.
ARP's only loss on the year was to Troop, 42-6. You know, we've talked.
And look at this. They lost 42-6 to Troop.
Mm-hmm.
ARP did. Given that, ARP's defense is still pretty damn good. Their defense only allows about 11 points a game with that 42 that Troop put up against them.
Yeah, I totally agree. In saying that, it feels like Dangerfield's on a roll. I think Dangerfield wins this one.
I do too, man. Isaiah Parker, quarterback, Rain Wallace, those two right there are enough. They're going to play some backyard football. ARP's defense has got to be ready to defend the whole field. Right now, I think ARP is good enough to win this game.
I think this is a great game.
The two running backs and Josh Smith and Tanner Hunt, great. I mean, they can pound the ball against Dangerfield defense, but ARP's our defense has got to be able to defend all that speed. And I think Dangerfield right now is on a roll for another week or two. And then that's kind of when they spit the bit, right?
Yep. No, I get
but
it.
I like Dangerfield in this one. Could be close.
Now, and if ARP starts to frustrate them,
then it's
Dangerfield
game
could
over.
revert back to being Dangerfield. Yeah,
Right.
exactly. That's why this game is so intriguing.
And ARP has the game plan. I mean, the type of offense with that running game with those two running backs to be able to do that.
And again, sometimes Dangerfield doesn't like the physicality. All right, let's go to Troop 11-0 versus Hooks 8-3, Friday, 7 p.m. at Emory's Wildcats Stadium. I think this is underrated, a really good game, because I do think Hooks has the offense to play with Troop.
I think so, but right now, man, for the last 2 years, Troop's been my team.
Yeah, they have been 100%.
And I'm still going with Troop. I'm rolling with Troop till they play next week. The winner of Newton and DeKalb, then my bet may be off. But I think Troop wins this game. I don't know if it's going away, but I think Troop. It's so hard to beat Troop. And the way they play offensively, and their defense is pretty sound as well. I like Troop in this one by 2 touchdowns.
I think it's going to be high scoring, but yeah, I agree with you. I think Troop ends up winning. Newton 10-1 versus DeKalb 7-4. Friday, Tatum's Eagle Stadium. Give me Newton, and they can name their score.
Yeah, man. Everybody talks about Newton's Kendra Porter at running back. Great. They also have another running back in Deldrick Samuel. Both Porter and Samuel are 1,000-yard rushers.
Yes.
Right? So you talk about Newton's offense, but if you go back and look, Newton's defense only allows 11 points a game.
Yeah. And again, playing a good
This is a
tough
speedy
schedule.
Newton Eagle team.
Yes.
Not just on offense, but defensively, they are tough. I think Coach X said in one of our little personal texts that this was the best Newton team he's seen since their 2016 and 17 run.
And that's high praise right there.
Yes.
All jokes aside about Coach X, that's high praise.
He knows his stuff.
He
when
knows
it comes
his
down to
stuff.
it, we joke about him, but he knows his stuff. So I would take his word for it. Newton versus Troop next week, and that ought to be a dandy. All right, let's go to Region 4 area round. Blanco 9-2. Catula 7-4. This is over at Edgewood Stadium in San Antonio. Give me Blanco, man. Blanco just with 2 losses, but that offense tough to stop.
Well, their losses were to Hondo, and Hondo did get upset in the first round, but Hondo had a really good year. And then to Yoakum. Everybody else, man, including Lexington, Blanco can't be stopped scoring wise.
Right.
And I've been really, really impressed with how they did. Last year, 7-4, they took a step back, but they returned so much of that with Trey Atchley, the running back, being the main cog, and Levi Golia, the quarterback. I think Blanco doesn't name their score, but I don't think it's a close game.
No, I don't either. And they'll take on the winner of Tidehaven 11-0 and Stockdale 9-2. This is over at Corpus Christi's Warriors Stadium Friday at 7:00. Look, Stockdale, great season, but you're going up against one of the prohibitive favorites in Class 3A Division II. Tidehaven's defense has only allowed 93 points all year.
Yep.
And they got a really good quarterback in Kel Russell that nobody stopped him yet.
Nope.
So I like Tidehaven big. Tidehaven and Blanco in the third round.
I like Tidehaven, and I like them pulling away, but I think Stockdale can be a thorn in their side. You know, Stockdale's 2 losses were to Marion at the beginning of the year and then to Poth in district 27-20. If you can hang around with Poth within a possession, I think you've got some there. Again, I don't think
so. I think if Stockdale's going to hang around, it's because of Tidehaven's doing, though. Like, Tidehaven is one of the most special teams I've seen in 3.
Oh, no, I agree. Again, and I think they win going away. I'm just saying, don't be surprised that at halftime it's a 1 or 2 possession game is all I'm saying.
All right. Poth 10-1 versus East Bernard 7-4 over in Victoria on Friday, 7:00. This is a good one, man. I like Poth, but I think it could be close. Yeah.
Is that you or the dog?
I'm scratching my back.
Oh, okay. I was
it's
making sure.
Rash that you were looking at in the small of my back, which is weird.
And it's weird because it says Coach X and Rash. Yeah, I actually agree with you. Man, if it wasn't for how bad East Bernard got boat raced by Tidehaven, I would almost call the upset simply because at 7-4, the losses that East Bernard have are very impressive outside of that one. A 6-point game to Goliad, 11-point game to Ganado. They did get boat raced by Woodland Christian, but Woodland Christian, I think, is one of the big Christian schools. So I think this is going to be a sneaky good game, but I think the Pirates win out in the end.
Yeah, very close, though. All right, and they'll take on the winner of 11-0 George West versus 9-1 Lexington. This is over in El Campo on Friday at 7:30. Man, this is a game of offense right here because Lexington's defense has been a little suspect lately, right? But they still have quarterback Case Evans, who is one of the best quarterbacks in 3A Division II. The problem is for the Lexington defense, they're coming in against a George West team that has 3 really good running backs in Cohen Blunt, Spencer Lee, and William Ballou. They're all over 1,000 yards rushing.
Rod Blunt,
almost 1,100.
Yes.
Cohen Blunt has like 1,460.
Yeah, Rod Blunt, of course, who had been at Navarro forever, came to George West this year in a surprise move. And I'm calling now. Give me George West.
Blunt, man, like to learn that peanut, that peanut when it mattered most. In that slot T. This George West team's tough. I like George West.
Well, I thought I was going to get the upset call on that one. All right, real quick, got to go back to Poth versus East Bernard. Coach X says, Region 4 heavy hitters were like having Babe Ruth and Mickey Mantle in your lineup, but then again, they aren't on the same team, but then again, neither were Mantle and Ruth, so it's kind of the same. But they were in the same franchise, and Poth and EB are separate entities, so we're back to square one. Hey, playoff tree, you're a douche. Poth wins. Really? Okay, God. What, Coach, or what playoff tree?
Oh, no, I didn't really have anything to say. I mean, I am a douche. I get all the chicks, have a cool car.
You're one of those, the men.
I make 6 figs a year.
You're,
what is Coach X doing? On a third-rate podcast.
Wait, what?
I love this podcast.
You're on the same podcast.
Well, yeah, I have nothing better to do because I'm retired with, millions of bucks.
Oh, so now you're rich?
Well, yeah.
Or do you mean millions of barks?
Yeah, but no, that guy can't sniff my job, man.
Being a little bit of an asshole to me now, playoff tree.
Anyway.
Anyway.
Hey, dude, you know what? Take me over to the Alvarado Sulphur Springs game. I'll buy your dinner. You buy my ticket. We'll sit in the stands and we'll eat buddies. Maybe go to a bar afterwards. I'll pull some strings for you.
Oh, you have strings to pull?
No, strange.
Oh.
I can pull some strings to get some strings, but that's
strange strings. Is Strange Strings the new season of Stranger Things? All right, thank you, Coach. Playoff tree. Anyway, that is going to do it for this week. Again, if you have any questions, thoughts, or comments, please email the show. Grant and Terry at s2ssport.com. We appreciate you. Be safe in your football travels. And next week we meet back for the mythical, one of the biggest goals teams have year in and year out, and that's to make it to Thanksgiving weekend playing playoff football. Until then, he's Grant, I'm Terry. This is Sideline to Sideline, the 3A edition right here on L4.
Play the
Media.
alma mater for the sheriff's daughter, 'cause she's the queen of the hometown fans.